All right, it is a beautiful day to start a YouTube channel. Yep, travel the world. Always keeping cinematography at the highest level possible. Every moment, unscripted, unprovoked. I would do everything for the shot. And in 2017, I won this incredible camera setup. And every time coming back to Detroit, I just felt like the story of the city was important for this nation. And what I've seen in Detroit, I think is happening on the West Coast. And that's a big issue. On September 9th, I launched my documentary film, Resurgo, which follows my 19 years in Detroit. The film follows my 19 years in Detroit.
Are you talking to yourself right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite.
That's my wife. We're 14 years into marriage. And I'm a stronger man because of her.
It's me. I'm here with my YouTube series. I'm just looking for you to click that thing called subscribe.
I'm never going to say this.
Link. Just please, click
I don't know what this is about.
Just click the link.
It is. I am talking to myself. I care about three things. I care that I'm launching this film about Detroit. I'm going to bring this YouTube channel through the release of this film because I'm doing it non-traditionally. October 17th, I'm showing it up in Marquette. Here's the trailer.
Detroit is the comeback story of this century.
Detroit's the city of champions.
Each of these hard drives have dozens of stories that I've collected over the past 19 years in Detroit.
This is Detroit, Michigan.
When I explain Detroit, there's this thing that you have to wear on your back.
This was my film studio I had for a year. I used it to lay out, both physically, the story about Detroit, and I documented the process, incorporating that into my documentary. But this physical space was more to me than just a studio. I was in charge of its documentation as part of Michigan Central's rebirth. The studio is in the Book Depository, which became abandoned in 1987 after a large fire. In documenting its rehab, I got to see a lot of things. And as a geologist turned paleontologist turned filmmaker, the stalactites in Detroit's abandoned buildings totally consumed my brain. I even went over to Italy to compare the two. But I'm going to leave that story for another film. Between 2018 and 2023, the building came back online. The opening was absolutely crazy. New Lab Detroit became a keystone destination for entrepreneurs, and a lot came from the West Coast, pushing forward Detroit's design and mobility legacies.
Silicon Valley is very, very software-centric. They just don't get hardware.
What he means by that is that Detroit has an incredible history of art, design, and making stuff, aka hardware. The West Coast really just focuses on software, otherwise known as people's brains. And while brains can be anywhere, and hardware can't. And in that same building, my studio. Going back into my archives, I was actually in this building in 2007 with a photographer named Garrett Hubbard, and he took this photograph of me. And I just thought it was fitting that the studio that I was going to birth my film out of was the same location that this photograph was taken. And right across the street from that building. So we bought a house. This is our view.
People who worked in these plants and these cars that built these engines. So that's why this city makes that.
We launched a trailer, and when it hit 100,000 views, Resurgo, 100,000 views, which is mind-blowing. I was on a shoot in Alaska and had to do something to celebrate. The water was 36 degrees. Back to Detroit. September 2025 marked the 10th anniversary for a film I made in 2015 with Design Corps, which helped Detroit win a designation as a UNESCO City of Design, the only city with that designation in the United States. And now, every September, we celebrate Detroit Month of Design and our lineage of making the world move. From Detroit's architecture to car culture, the design legacy in this city makes its way through most of my films. Cars, super easy. So for this film, I knew I had to include cars, so I included a 1965 Mustang Fastback. I had to go into some of our incredible architectural spaces, like the Penobscot and Guardian, the Fisher, and Yamasaki's contribution to Detroit, which was insane, with Wayne State. So College of Creative Studies and Design Corps, with the 10th anniversary, it was a perfect time to premiere Resurgo in Detroit. ACS Ford Auditorium. About to bring in these photographs, 32 of them. But to get the full experience, I had to set up pillars. A photo installation I had created for the NFL draft in Detroit.
What's on the back of this one? There's like a drawing on it.
Oh, and so this was my Instagram post about how I think Hollywood right now in 2025 is in between 1958 and 1964 Detroit. And people really connected with that because I broke it down. The 2 posts I made about Hollywood and Detroit got over 500,000 views and 30,000 shares. Because Hollywood and many people in California feel like they're losing their core industry, just like Detroit did. In other words, I think I struck a chord. I found an audience. It's part of my larger thesis. I'm also comparing the Rust Belt to what I'm calling the Tech Belt, because I think the West Coast is in a depopulation and disinvestment cycle. I actually stopped by Buffalo in the Rust Belt to check out their train station, which was also abandoned like Detroit's, and Seattle in the Tech Belt to see how many vacant storefronts I could find while walking around for 2 hours of my 5-hour layover coming home from Alaska. 50. 9 o'clock on the dot. 50 abandoned or vacant retail space in mostly the downtown financial corridor and riverfront. But right before the premiere of my film, something changed. To even understand where to begin with this documentary, I had to have a creative space to get whatever was in my brain out to the world. So I had this. So in my film, you'll notice this beautiful studio space in New Lab that I kind of just started populate with these ideas that had been just, Rubik's cubing around in my brain for the better part of 15 years. And then I got asked to give up my space, move out, which sucked. I felt like I had failed. Didn't know what was next, but I felt, also at the same time, just like that this death right beyond that was where my next life was going to be. So I had to leave, and now I'm working out of my house, which is awesome, but it's just not practical. And so my next step is to figure out where my next studio is going to be. And out of all the studios around the city, I think I found it. We've covered a lot of ground, so I'm going to save that for the next film. Back to the premiere. Thanks for coming, man.
I can't miss it.
Thank you.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Good, yeah. I mean, it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
It's a long way coming, and I think still has a long way to go, but I need you guys. Day one.
I think we're starting.
Opens tonight. Evan Hutchins in the house. Sam's in the house. And let's see this movie.